Hey everybody, it's Alan, YouTube channel's Eagle Alice 57. Just hit the subscribe button. This is a quick Holley tech tip today. I ran into a little issue with redoing a couple of carburetors, and so I just wanted to pass it along. So if somebody else is having an issue, here we go. I'll show you what the issue is. All right, what we're having a problem with is the power valve here is hitting this section of the carburetor right here. And what was happening was you put the plate on there and it was rocking back and forth real bad. And what was happening is if you can, let me see if we focus in here. Come on, baby, focus in. Right here, there is a little dimple. Phone doesn't want to focus in, which is great. Right there, come on. Little dimple right there. See it right there? That was in this area here, causing it to rock back and forth. So I ground these areas down right here on both carburetors. And the reason is these are 4-window power valves. I think they may be a little bit taller because it's a 4-window, and this gasket right here is like double the thickness of a stock 2-window gasket. So between the two of those, it's hitting this, which is causing it to rock back and forth. I could have just changed the power valve with a thinner gasket, but I was thinking down the road when somebody else has to change the power valve and they go through it and then they start running into the same problem. What was happening was I was getting fuel leaking internally, because what happens is the fuel's coming into this well in here, and there's a vacuum hole down the bottom here sucking the fuel. Well, it's actually supposed to make vacuum here, which will pull the power valve open or closed. What it was doing, all this was getting filled with gas, sucking it right through here. The plate's getting full with gas, leaking through the bottom over here on the base plate. So it was running super rich, and when you shut off, you got gas coming through. So I took a file, I filed these all flat, made sure this still fit, ground this enough so that will fit here. So whoever changes the power valve later on won't have an issue. So if you have carburetors and you use a 4-window, the only reason why I use 4 windows is the only thing I got in stock. And normally I use the power valve for wide open throttle. Instead of using the main jet, I jet up through the power valve because the 4 windows have more fuel running through them. So then I open up the power valve restrictor holes to make up the difference, so I don't have to put a lot of jet in it. So when you're cruising around town, it still runs nice and clean. Then when you slam it to the floor, the power valve takes over and you actually richen up more than normally. Normally this is like a 10 jet size, 8 to 10 jet sizes upjetting when they're pulled, so it allows the fuel to go through. Normally after I get down, they're probably 17 to 18 jet sizes bigger than what they should be. But on these carburetors, won't have to do that because this motor won't have the power as the other motors that I do this stuff with. So that is just a little tech tip I wanted to pass along. So if somebody's changing power valves and then they end up having a problem with the thing running super rich and they say the carburetor's junk, just check the power valve, see if it's actually hitting, make sure the metering block or the plate fits flat on here, make sure this surface is not flat. I ran into this problem years ago. I had some old carburetors because I never had a lot of money, so I had to deal with what I had. And they were so warped, I had to have one of my buddies put it on a milling machine, and they milled this area down. So that took quite a bit of meat out of here, which moved this closer to this. So I had to do that to those carburetors way back then. But that wasn't the situation here. I think the situation is the 4-hole or the 4-window power valve with the thick gasket here just takes up too much of the clearance, and you start running into problems. So that's a quick tech tip. Remember, burning rubber keeps you young. After I get this all back together, back on the tunnel ram, on the 327, I'll take another video so you guys can hear it because that motor is going to be for sale. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Appreciate it.